Welcome back everyone to another daily challenge, and today we're going to be working on flipbooks, and they are fun to do. They do take a little bit of time, and you don't have to be an artist to do these, and I am living proof of that. And all they are is just a bunch of papers with drawings in progression. And I'll try to do this upside down for you. And this is just a person moving his arms up and down, jumping up and disappearing off the page. Okay, so I've made just a stick person moving around on one side. Okay, and on the other side, because you can actually use, technically you can use all four sides, and I'm trying to make it so that all the sides are nice and square. It's a little off on an angle, and this one is a rocket taking off, and then I ran out of paper to come back down on a parachute. Okay, so as I said, you don't have to be an artist to do this, and I am proof for that. Okay, so let's start. Now I chose this size of paper because you get quite a few sheets out of blank paper. Okay, so that's why I started with this blank paper. Right here I have 4 pages because I want to cut them all at the same time. So the way we start is I folded it in half, and I'm actually going to fold and cut. I find that easier to do, okay, because it's easier to keep the lines straight. So just fold it in half and cut it. Okay, now what I've chosen to do is go this way. You may choose to do a different way. It's entirely up to you. It's has to do with how much paper you have available, and what kind of paper you have. Okay, but I'm just using plain paper, so this is the way I'm folding it to get the maximum number of pieces out as possible. And don't worry if it's uneven. That's okay, because we can fix that a little later. Okay, so I've taken that half and I folded it and cut it again. Turn them sideways, folding them in half. Okay, so I'm getting 8 pieces out of a piece of paper. So if I have 4 sheets of paper, that gives me 32 pages to do my flip book. Okay, and I have the other half, and I'm folding it this way. Okay, and like I said, if they're a little uneven, that's okay. It won't matter. I know we've tried doing this on index cards, which work really, really well. The tough part about index cards, though, is drawing your pictures, because if you don't have a light table or access to a window, then it's hard to see through it. But we'll talk about that in just a couple minutes. Okay, so here we have our 32 pages, and what you want is to bang them on the edge like this. Okay, and pick which is your bottom, and then a little trick is to do that. Grab this end and slide them forward so they go on an angle, and that actually works pretty well. Okay, so let's see how this works. It's a little tricky of a process, but once you catch on, it's really easy. Okay, so let's draw something. This is the side I'm going to hang on to, so this is the side that I'm going to flip. So I want all my drawings to be on this side. So let's just start this way. So I put my blank pages there. I take one here, and I draw. Let's say I'm going to draw a ball. Okay, so the ball will start on the ground. I need my piece of cardstock. There we go. This table's a little too rough to do that with. Okay, so now what you need to do is put a new piece over top. Okay, you can just barely see through it. Ideally, the best place to do this is on a window. if you put it up to a window, you'll easily see the piece behind it, because that's what you're always trying to do. You're always trying to trace the most recent piece that you've done. So you make them even, and I can see the ball through it, and I want the ball to go a little higher now. Okay, so I'm going to draw the same size ball, but it's going higher. See, on this piece, it's touching the bottom, and on this one, it's just off the bottom. Okay, and now I take this one, the one from the bottom, and do this with it. Okay, because that's my first one. And now I take a new piece of paper and I put it over top of the one I just did. Okay, because you're always tracing over the one that you have just drawn. So now I'm wanting to go higher, it's going to go taller and taller. Okay, and then I take the one from the bottom, and the one from the top is now on the bottom because I want to trace over it. Okay, and I straighten the page out. I want it to go a little taller. Okay, so now don't take the top one and put it there. The top one goes on the bottom now. Okay, because it's the one you have to trace. You always have to trace over the one that you just drew, right? Because it's the next one in the progression of your flip pages. Okay, one on the bottom, new one over top. And if you have troubles with it, by all means, stop the video, catch up, and then start it again. Okay, so I'm always putting the new piece of paper over top, and I'm straightening the pieces out a little bit. Okay, I'm drawing a little by little, it's just going up. Okay, that one. And the next one over top. And the reason you put it over top when you trace it is so that all your drawings are reasonably close to the same. Okay, that's why. And then it makes it also easier to trace the progression in terms of where your objects are in the drawing. Okay, so now we keep going up a little higher. So as you can see, it's actually going up higher, right? So there's the next one. And let's do one more, and then we'll start going down. Okay, and there's that one. Okay, so now the ball's going up in the air. Let's make it go down. You can do anything with this. You can do people running. You can do different characters. You can get as detailed as you want. You can do a dog walking across. It's entirely up to you. Okay. Now we're starting to go down. Okay, and like I said, ideally, doing this on a window would be perfect. Because not many of us, almost all of us, don't have a light table at home to use. Okay. Now we are on the downward. You could use a marker on this as well, but you can see the pencil through the paper. Okay, and if you're not sure, you can always look back and see if you're on the right, tracing on the right part. Okay, now we're almost getting to the bottom, then we'll see how it looks. Okay. Getting close. So I hope you're enjoying doing some of these challenges at home. And by all means, don't stop here. You can carry on and do your own challenges. If you have something new that you'd like to share with everyone, please post it. And maybe we'll highlight it in one of the videos for everybody to take part in as well. Okay. And I think maybe one more right at the bottom. Now you can do it so that the ball squishes at the bottom as well. I've seen that done before, because when the ball comes down, it squishes. Okay, but we're going to keep this super simple. I'm just going to do it at the bottom. Okay, and I think we're going to stop there. Okay, I think you get the idea. All right, the bottom one is the one that goes next to the top, and the top one goes to the bottom. Now we do this, all right, because this is where our drawings are, and we want those edges to be lined up, okay, and maybe the bottom as well. Now the one trick here is to hold onto this tight and twist it, twist the pages so that they're on an angle like this, and then hang on tight to this side and let go of this side loosely, okay, and then you'll find that they're actually on an angle. Okay, I'm going to do it this way first. Okay, so it goes halfway up and goes down. Okay, I'll do it your way so you can see it too. Okay, so I'm twisting the pages a little bit. There. And you can make it so the ball even goes up and twists around. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Or the ball can change shapes as it moves. All right. That's pretty cool. Yeah, very simple, very easy to do. Now, you do have 4 sides to this, and since I've done this side, I can turn around and do something on this side as well, okay? But you have to twist it. So this is facing you, right? If you want to do it again, you have to go this way, and it'll be coming up and down here. You just hang on to this, and you're going to twist here, okay? Now, you might find when you go to the edge, some of these pages are cut a little uneven. This is when you can take a scissor and just trim. Just take a few at a time and just trim them. Okay, just take a little piece off, because sometimes when you fold a piece of paper and you cut it, there's a bit of a curl on it, and it makes it hard to do a flip book. Okay, these aren't too bad, but that's what I find. So you can actually do a little trimming on these pages. It won't hurt it, because before you start, you have to line all the edges up anyway. Okay, and then you do your flip book like that. Okay, it's very cool. And like I said, you can do, your pages can be a different size if you want. They can be smaller. You can make them half the size, but you got to remember it's going to be tight. All right. Okay, so you can make it smaller. I hope you can see this okay. And that's how you do it. But just remember, when you're drawing your pieces, you put it over top, all right, and then you trace, and then it's the bottom piece that goes, and then the next piece goes on top. Okay, that's how you make your flip grid. Now you can also put a binder clip, if you have one, on the end of this. It'll hold it very tight once you line it all up. Okay, you can make dozens of these if you want. All right, and you can even flip it over and do the other side. Okay, you can do that too. All right, you can do a drawing over here and do this, and do another drawing as well. So you do have 4 possible spots. Okay, and you can also do the bottom, although it's a little trickier. So that's how you make a flip grid, or a flip comic book. Sorry if I'm calling a flip grid. A flip comic book. Okay, it's reasonably simple, and just plain paper is fine. If you have colored paper, that works too. Ideally, if you can put each piece up on a window and trace it that way, it'll be very, very clear. But if you can't, that's fine. Just some good light works with it really well, and just take your time. Okay, and by all means, share what you've made, and hope you enjoy doing this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.